Okay, this is similar to what I did before with the door version, was it version 3? Sort of whiteboard session. This is to look at the enemy logic. I know the lighting's not great. It is not sunrise yet. But you see here, unlike NPCs where they kind of have a one state, they have like an uninjured idle, an uninjured roam, well, an uninjured idle, uninjured walk. Some of them are run, some of them die, some of them shoot, aim, shoot, you know, but that's it. Unlike that, enemies have normal, injured, badly injured, death, and resurrection. Some of them resurrect. The issue is, it's not a case of just going health less than 100% injured, health less than 25% badly injured, zero death, and then a random number generated for resurrection, because you see there's these subcategories. So that's just, not just, not just, feign, so like fake, true, as in true death, and then true death on the floor, not on the floor. So I need to create subcategories. So I need to get the logic right, because the way it's working is I have a set of the animation blueprint logic is it's a bunch of animation sequences put into a map. The key is an integer, the value is the animation source. So the difference between idle and uh, uninjured idle, so like normal, and injured idle, that isn't as simple as just being less health, because uninjured idle would sit at key value 0, so first one. Just injured would count as key 1. Injured but not just injured would count as 2. And you see, I need to get that trigger right. So when you hit that enemy, they go from normal, stood still, to just injured, stood still, to now injured, stood still. If the logic isn't done right, then it runs the risk of not doing the just injured. What just injured essentially is, like, when you shoot an enemy and blood comes out, blood doesn't always come, it doesn't, the impact's not there constantly, is it? So the just injured is like the impact, a bit like, I don't know, just in real life. So you banging your leg is you going from normal to just injured, because you have that just injured reaction. But then after you banged your leg, you might have a bruise, and that's like you're injured, but you see, you're not just injured. See where the logic I'm doing? So I need to cascade it right to go into the right sequences. So pick the right integer, essentially, the right key value pair in the map. So I'm going to try and map it out. Let's see if I can do it without being stupid. I wonder if I can sit down. You can't see me, okay? So we have, like, we'll call it normal, but I technically call it like uninjured. Um, we'll just call it normal there. So normal, normal is 100% health. Um, so that's the first bit. So the tricky thing comes in is what happens if you headshot them right away as well. That's not injured. That's not badly injured. That is true death. True death, not flaw. So true death, not flaw is essentially headshotting a zombie stood up. Meanwhile, fang death is my zombies, specifically the zombies, not the other type of enemies. You can pump them full of bullets. They will fall down. They will have 0 health, but they will not be truly dead. They will be fang dead, and then they fall to the floor, and that's where true death floor comes in, where you essentially execute them on the floor, shoot them on the head on the floor. Bit like Resident Evil remakes, crimson heads where you've got to set them alight on the floor, but instead of setting them alight on the floor, imagine you just shot them on the floor. Have to hit the head. So there's many different elements. So we have, I'll do it pseudo thing and then I'll rebuild it in Paper ZD's animation blueprint. So we've got like true death. That would go there. How, but in terms of normal straight to true death, don't need to worry about it being like true death idle, true death walk in. It's just it just does the death animation. So that would be like head shot standing. That would be headshot standing. Oh, you can't even see me because the chair's blocking me. Right, so that's that one. Oh, I'm running out of pen. Kids been using it. But then we have like feign death. And this one is, well, it can go many ways actually. Let's have uh, change the pen, change the pen, change the pen. Got 1,000 pens. Injured. Then we've got. It looks like some sort of pentagram or something in the end. Badly injured. So why I've done these like this is because normal goes to injured, but normal can also go instantly to badly injured. Injured goes to badly injured. Badly injured can go straight to feign death, but then injured can also go straight to true death if you headshot them when they're injured. I'll sit down for this bit, and then we've got Resur. Can you see that all right? Yeah. 2 hours, I think. Resurrection. Resurrection cannot be true death. It has to be feign death only. And when they are resurrected, they go straight to badly injured because they will resurrect with a portion of their health, but not enough to get out of the badly injured state. So I kind of change the pen again. They're not technically healing, kind of, but only minor healing. Right. So we've got normal, shoot them in the head, true death, done, gone forever. We've got normal, start shooting them, injured, keep shooting them, badly injured, keep shooting them, but not headshot, feign death, might resurrect. When they resurrect, badly injured, you don't shoot them in the head again, resurrection. You don't shoot them in the head again, resurrection, unless you shoot them in the head. Then you get true death and done. So these are like the rules that animation blueprints have. I'll I'll actually share my screen and show you in a sec. Might be able to show you now actually. Let me click over it. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. Which one is it looking at? Oh, it's because I've got it on this screen. Apologies, apologies, apologies. Right. See. Let me get the thing up on the other screen so I can see what I'm actually showing you. Right. There we go. Lovely. See what I've got here? Here. So like, you see, this isn't normal, injured, badly injured like we have there because I'm doing here these rules. So these are the animations I'm not bothered about, like, I know when to do idle and when to do roam and when to do attack and when to do all the other stuff. That's fine. When they move, the walking animation, when stood still, idle animation, that's easy. It's when we pick the when do we make this uninjured? Okay, when do we make it injured? When do we make it badly injured? Um, so these have variance. I suppose to a degree, death does have variance if it's true death, but they're a bit more like there's only one way to resurrect. There's only one true death floor. There's only one true death. There's only one like fang death or just death. But these have variants of uninjured, injured, badly injured. We are hashing out on the whiteboard this sort of logic, but it's kind of already there, but I want to kind of do a better job of it. So, right, so normal idle to true death, headshot, standing, yeah. Normal idle to injured idle is, oh, I can't write like that. Sorry, one sec. Damage. Um, Less than 100% HP. And can you, I've put it on the other screen now. I can't see it properly. Yeah, you can't really read it, kind of, but you can kind of see what I'm doing when I'm talking. And then we have uninjured, injured to badly injured. Let me sneak underneath. And this one would be, oh, he's up with these pens. What have these kids done to my pens? Damage, and I believe it's less than 25% HP. Badly injured. Alright, how do we get to Fang Death? Well, Fang Death is damage 0% HP. And then when they resurrect, uh, so it is RNG, so like random, uh, time. I think it's between like 0 and 4 seconds. But it's also RNG slash um, level load, and that gives them 25% their health. So what I've done with this resurrection logic is it works on a timer. Um, one to something like 1 to 4 seconds. The reason why I did 1 to 4 seconds is because otherwise occasionally they'd start resurrecting before mid resurrection, as you know it does, like, you know, the war kind of, essentially the level loads up and they're already starting to do the resurrection animation. So that's why there's a 1 second delay. Level load, really pleased with this one. I got an RNG thing to do like a true, I think it's like a true false integer, a true false bool, and if it's true, no, there was a function that is a float. It's either float or an integer, and if it breaks a threshold, so let's say pick a number between 0 and 100, great. If the number's higher than 25, resurrect, like that, and like RNG. So that's resurrection to badly injured. Badly injured straight to true death. Well, that is, oh, these pens, head shot. Right. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, headshot. Fang death to resurrection is, that is RNG as well, because it's RNG level. So you 0% health them. Fake death. We'll just call it fake death. For this to trigger to resurrection, it's that random RNG level load logic. And then for resurrection to trigger to badly injured, it's the same logic. It's like level load. Okay, you picked a number high enough to count as like true resurrection. Okay, play resurrection. Resurrection played. Okay, badly injured. Resurrection equals false. Badly injured stays equal true. So that's that logic. We also have true death flaw, don't we? So we've got let's put it here. True death flaw. So true death flaw can only be done with this. It can only be done through this route. Enemies never start on the floor. At least not in my current idea of it. They maybe in set pieces, like in an event, I'll make some enemies start on the floor. A bit like Resident Evil. Occasionally, Resident Evil would have like a set piece, wouldn't it? Like the zombie that bursts through the wardrobe thing after you get that itchy tasty note in one of the rooms. That's a set piece. Or the zombie coming downstairs and it does that little animation and you think, what the hell is it going to be? And it comes down into the basement kitchen. That's a set piece. I might do set pieces where the zombies start on the floor, but in its current scope, natural game rule logic I'm making, true death can only happen once that enemy is at feign death. And to be honest with you, with the set piece, I might still use the same logic. I might just set it as dead but not true dead, death but not true death, and then that way it will start on the floor. And then this it uses the same game rule logic. I don't need to do something clever for the event. But okay, feign death to true death flaw. How do we get that? Well, we give them a head shot flaw. There is currently I've got kinetic damage. So kinetic, think like projectiles. I've got a little animation for melee. I do plan to do energy in terms of like laser and plasma, and I am planning to do explosive. Uh, Energy I also count as flamethrower. So kinetic bullets or shells or anything like gun wise. Melee is anything manual, like physical with your hands. Energy is like laser, plasma, flamethrower, and explosive is like grenades. So I've currently coded kinetic, and I have enough to do. I can do the rest. It's just I'm going to make kinetic perfect, and then I can just migrate that logic with part. I guess I'll do like particle effects or something for like the energy ones. But why I said about that is because True Death Flaw with a flamethrower, I might do true death floor can be a headshot on the floor or true or like burn them. You could be like you haven't got enough bullets to headshot them, so you wear them down to 0% health. So you go like tick 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 0% health them, and then you switch to like I don't know a grenade or a flamethrower, and you get true death floor, but you get true death floor explosive or true death floor energy rather than currently it's true death floor kinetic. So there will be different types of death depending on different sorts of weapons. But that's why I said that. So right now we've got normal. You headshot them, stood up, just one shot, ping them in the head, instantly gone, done, end. You reset. You shoot at them, you don't get a headshot. You keep shooting at them, you don't get a headshot. You eventually get a headshot. True death, gone, done. The scenario's over. That's scenario 2. Scenario 3, no, it's that again. Shoot at them, no headshot. Shoot at them, no headshot. Shoot at them, no headshot. Get the health down to 0. Come out the room, go back in the room. RNG runs, no resurrection. Come out the room, back in the room. RNG runs, resurrection. Back to badly injured. And then we can go in the same sort of triangle sequence where you keep on not getting them, not finish them off. Or we go resurrection, badly injured, true death, done. That's like scenario 3 and 4, I guess. We have normal health. Shoot at them, don't kill them. Shoot at them, don't kill them. Get them on the floor. Shoot them in the head. Done. That's scenario 5. I'll just have a look to just think if we've got any other scenarios, because we've taken into account normal, injured, badly, death, resurrection, but we've not discussed just, have we? We've discussed them, but we've not discussed just and not just. So we need to actually do, oh my god, these pens, just, then we have just, and now you see the challenge of doing the just logic, because it's not just straight changing it, is it? We need to do just injured, just badly injured. We don't need just death because the death animation is part of it. There's no death animation and then they start moving around as dead. Look, well, there was an occasion where it did play the death animation, but they kept on moving around like a snail. But that's because I made a coding mistake. So we need to do this to that, to this, to that. We need to and let me sit down and see so you can see it. There we have it. So all the scenarios I said are still valid. Just imagine we just hit this little junction and then that. So animation 0, like let's say we're doing idle, right? Idle, integer 0, so uninjured idle. Integer 1, just injured idle. Integer 2, injured idle. Integer 3, just badly injured idle. Integer 4, badly injured idle. And that's all we have, because then we go to the death, the true death or the fake death set of animations, which are separate. If I show you what I mean, animations on the left, you see we've got idle, that just empty at the moment because this is the master. I feed the animations into the children, and the master works with the master this, and master blueprint works with the master animation blueprint. The children inherit both. I populate the variables in the children. The children flow through this logic. Like here, we have idle animation. That is not meant to be style randomizer. That is meant to be 1 second, sorry. ACC selector. Meant to be this. Don't need that one. So, like I said, see where I'm pointing? Idle 0, and then you see idle set of animations. Select 0 in the map. Find, play the animation. Okay, and it's like, oh, you're just injured, right? So idle, select the next integer, find that animation, play that animation, and I'll go back to the camera. Now you see the logic where the animation blueprint holds all the animations and the integer picks which one. So like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, injured, idle. Let's say we've got hunt, so they've seen you and they are hunting after you. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same logic, repeat, 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 repeat. That extra element I had here to do style randomizer is because the zombies, well, most of the enemies have at least 2 variants. So I will unpick this and put this somewhere else because this was part of the version 1 and the version 2 logic. It is not needed at this stage. This stage, animation blueprint stage, is to select the animation. The style randomizer, so whether you've got like a zombie with like a black lab coat or a white lab coat, technically is a different set of animations, but I will have this initialize further back, I believe. I might be different. I might have like a find these 2 integers. I might have to think of something clever. Either way, this is the scope of it. So we've got idle, we've got roam, we have walk, we have true death, whether they're dead on start. So that's the thing where I said they start on the floor. And then resurrection is like an RNG thing. Some of the rules are done at the blueprint stage. Some of the rules are done at the animation blueprint stage. Mostly, with version 3s of the animation blueprints, I'm doing my best. I'm refactoring it to have rules in the animation blueprint strictly be animation rules and vice versa. What I mean by that is, if I can find the one I need, which I can't, essentially I'm taking advantage of variables that have already been defined. I'm not kind of going, if enemy's health is 0 and shot in the head, then brain dead equals true. You see, I'm not setting the variables, I'm getting the variables. That's what I should have said. Animation main blueprint I want to use to set the variables, so like set, and the animation blueprint I only ever want it to get the variables. I don't want it to feed back upstream through this variable back into here. I want it to be a downstream event. Blueprint feeds animation blueprint. I never want animation blueprint to feed back up upstream. But that's it. That's the logic I am thinking of doing. I think we've kind of covered it. I thought it was going to be harder than that. I thought of all the different variables, but I think we've got everything. Because if we look at the things that aren't connected, and then we'll wrap up. Normal to feign death, can't get there. Can't get there because you need to get them to 0% health but not headshot them. But the only way to get them straight to 0 point health is to headshot them, and that puts you true death. So that's fine. Resurrection to injured or normal, can't do it because your health is 20, sorry, I should speak properly, and the pen should write properly, please, for the last thing. 25% health, I believe. So we can't get up there because we fundamentally cannot break past 25%. Or, sorry, let's do 24 because that's less than 25, isn't it? I'll double check the logic rules, but this is like 99% exactly what I did. Sorry, I keep on hitting the desk and it's shaking the camera. So we can't get any other way. So that's good. That's bang on. That's bang on. That's bang on because you could get them injured and true death them right away to 0, but you can't get them injured and feign death them without getting through badly injured first. Um, Even if you drain their health quick, like a damage per second, it would still trigger just injured, trigger badly injured, trigger feign death or true death. So like fire, for example, or energy, like damage over time. Hmm. Um, that one, true death floor. Well, that's like an end. That's an end. So these don't need any connections going off them. Um, Can they go injured backwards to normal? No. Can they go badly injured backwards to normal? No. Can justs be skipped? Mm, no. No, because for them to be just injured, they'd have to be injured. So the animation might play quickly, but the logic cannot be skipped. You can't go normal, just injured, feign death, or just injured, just badly, feign death. You have to go through this route. Whether it's 10 seconds between you just injuring them, badly injuring them, and killing them, or whether move out a bit, oh, or whether it's like fraction of a second. So I would say we've got it done. It's the logic for the 3. Thank you. Hopefully you found it useful. I know it's not an ideal format. Low light. I think the sun is just about to come up. So I know it's not ideal. Not the greatest camera to do this sort of stuff with, mostly just a webcam. Hopefully you found it useful. The branch vlog video, which I'm doing right now, is based on this rule set, so it'll be a combination of this rule set for when it's uninjured, injured, badly injured, and that rule set for when you do idle, injured, uninjured, badly injured, roam, uninjured, injured, badly injured, attack, walk. See, so it's not two separate things. It's left side of the bottom side of the coin, heads, tails combined makes the full animation process. Thank you for your time. The next branch vlog will probably be like a week and a half, just because I'm kind of moving between houses and I'm working. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.